Our 2 cents.
With Oscar.
Welcome back to Our 2 Cents. We're doing it again here at Raxel Studios with your host, Oscar. Thank you for all your support. Please hit the subscribe button. It's free to you, and it means the world to me. Thank you. Sign up. Welcome back. We're doing it here again, and I just said this before, but this is like the 5th time I tried this. The first time it was going great, but we had to scratch it. It wasn't good. And then the second time, I was just annoyed. And the third time, I just said, sit back and relax, and we'll try it again in 30 minutes. And 30 minutes have gone by, and here we are. First order of business. The most tragic thing that has happened in the last couple of days has been the loss of another great one. He waited to see just enough madness before saying, check it, please. I'm checking out of this planet. I'm out. That's it. R.I.P. Jerry from the Jerry Springer Show. Great show, I may add. Great show. That's how I learned the complications of the going inside of a trailer park community. That's how I learned that a dude can bet a pack of cigarettes with his friend to see if his friend can hook up with his girl. Hey, to each their own. I enjoy a good film with a couple of sharing, you know. I enjoy the film industry of the adults. But Jerry Springer did teach me many things that I don't think I'll ever forget in any time coming soon. What the fuck was that? Anyways. That's that. R.I.P. Right? One of the goats. All the good ones are dying. You know what? You know what's crazy? It just puts everything into perspective, right? People that I grew up watching on television, they're all dropping like fucking flies right now. That's because we are probably at an age where you're next. Pretty soon, right? Pretty soon. I'm probably getting to the point where midlife crises start happening. I wonder what my midlife crisis is going to be. Now, I don't want much from life. I just don't want to work. I just don't want to go to work. That's it. That's all I want from life. I don't want to be broke. Now, and also, I don't want to be a bum living in the street. I don't. That's not appealing to me. I see people doing that as their job. So, okay, check this out. As we all know, I do DoorDash every now and then, right? Every now and then we go out and do a little bit of DoorDash, just to catch up, just to help out, just to give us a little extra push so we live comfortably. But there's this intersection, corner street, whatever you want to call it. There's this street where this dude is there from a certain time in the afternoon to a certain time at night. Every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. Now, I don't know about Saturday and Sunday because I'm not there at those hours, okay? But Monday through Friday, I have seen that gentleman in that street corner sitting there with a sign asking for change. Now, I mean, hey, to each their own. Everybody falls in their face from time to time. And like I always say, even rock bottom has a little wiggle room. So any day I could end up in that situation. Any day. But what I'm saying is, that's not what I'm saying. When you do that as a fucking job, it just... I just don't know what it does. But see, some people will say, you know what, that's the best way to do it. Have people take care of you because people have too much money. That's what some people will tell you. This is what I say. Do you want to live your life waiting for people to give you their change? Or do you want to live your life going after your own change? So that people can come ask you for change. And that way you have the fucking ability to say, hey, man, I get it. You've fallen in hard times. But you sitting here, you're probably making more than I am. And I'm over here wasting my gas. That I don't understand what fucking DoorDash thinks. Do they fucking think that $3 on a fucking 6-mile drive is enough to cover not only gas, but the time spent, my time? You're only paying me for my gas. You're not even paying me for my time. I don't understand. You know, I get it. I get it. DoorDash in it for the money. They're not in it to make sure the people out there have a job. No. They don't give a fuck about that. What they give a fuck about is making the most money that they can make with as little effort as possible, which I completely get. I completely get it, DoorDash. Don't fucking come at me because I'm pointing out your flaws. Most people, you know what? A lot of people point out their flaws. And a lot of people talk about the stupid shit that they do and the stupid way that they run their shit. A lot of people do, but DoorDash will not do a goddamn shit. They'll pretend like, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. We'll just make sure that our customers keep coming. But you drivers can go fuck yourself all the way because you decided to do this job. This job that we're going to pretend that you can fucking buy a bakery with it. At the very most that anybody's doing DoorDash, at the very most is 30. And I'm just saying that that's a very selective few amount of people that are probably pulling that in. Which at the end of the day, it doesn't do you any good because the mileage in your car, the tear and wear in your car, all the bullshit, and you putting yourself out there at risk of getting fucking smashed by a goddamn stupid driver. And I see them every day that I do it. Well, yeah, every day that I do it, I see those assholes out there. Let me tell you, people don't fucking know how to drive. Most of the people driving out there, they're fine. But those Gentiles that don't know how to fucking drive and don't understand the concept of fast lane, slow lane. Did you not read the fucking California driving guide? Did you not? I bet you most people didn't. Most people didn't. They probably listened to it in audiobook. They probably did. And they didn't retain anything. Wow. Anyways, but people they do drive like jackasses, or you're driving too slow, or you're driving like some kind of madman or mad woman for that matter, right? Oh, we're getting into inclusivity right now. Madman or mad woman or mad it. They don't know how to drive. You either drive too fast or too slow. And frankly, that's why we have lanes that society has designed for speed and for slow, for fast drivers and slow drivers, right? assuming that most police officers will not say anything, you driving 5 over the speed limit or 5 under the speed limit, which is why we have fast lane and slow lane, 5 under, 5 above and 5 under, right? Obviously, but people cannot grasp that. If you are out there driving in the inside lane and you are driving 5 miles, and this is me giving you a lot of credit because I've driven behind goddamn idiots driving up to 20 miles under the speed limit, which I get it. You're probably a new driver. You're trying to be as safe as you can. And in return, you're trying to make me fuck up because I'm driving at the speed I'm supposed to be driving, but you're holding traffic. And I've seen police officers come across these people and not even pull them over, not even look at them, just fucking what, and just fucking take off. Can you pull this person over at least to make sure, hey, are you okay? Are you having issues? Why are you driving slow? Oh, wait a minute. But people are going to start, I haven't committed a crime. You have no right to ask me for my ID. No. You have no right to know who I am, even though I have the privilege to be driving this vehicle on this fancy road that we all pay taxes for. You don't need to know who I am. And trust me, I get it. You don't want to tell everybody who the fuck you are. You don't. But listen, I've been in the system, unfortunately, but not for atrocious matters. Well, it could be deemed as atrocious matters because this was me back then, so I could talk shit all I want. So you don't have to let the police officer know who you are. You don't. It's not your right. But what I've learned in, I don't know, 10 years since I got into the system, right? In the 10 years that I got into the system, I learned, don't give the police a reason to. Do not give them a reason to. My shit has always been, and you know what? I had this realization last time I was having a conversation with somebody, right? It was here on the podcast too. I guess I have been profiled, but I've never seen it that way. I've never looked at it that way. I've always been like, hey man, I got pulled over. It was my turn. Here you go. This is me. Do you have a license? Nah, but I have an ID. Well, step off the vehicle and follow me over here, please. And you get put on handcuffs because you're not supposed to be driving, right? Because they took your license. So I gave them a reason. I gave them a stick. This is what I did to the police, to the cops. This is the stick. I told them, hey, here you go. Grab that. You know what? You can smack me with it. And the officer was like, oh, I can smack you with it. Grabbed it and fucking beat the fuck out of me. Not literal. Not literal. Is that the right sentence? Not in a literal sense. That's the right one. Not in a literal sense, but in a metaphorical sense. So I put myself in the situation to be under their loophole. I did. And well, guess what? They will take advantage of that opportunity you give them. My thing has always been, if I get pulled over, whether I committed a crime or not, I really don't give a fuck. I just want to go on about my business. And some people might see it like, oh, well, the system is oppressing you because you're giving into the system. It's not that I'm giving into the system. It's just that I don't have the energy to give to any of these motherfuckers that will not give a fuck about me, whether I tell them or not. Because whether I say it or not, they're going to get whatever they want out of me. Whether it is by force or me willingly, they're going to get it out of me. Now, my thing has always been like, if the cop is being a dick and we're already heading that route, I'm just going to shut the fuck up and let you fuck me up. Because if you fuck me up, now we've all heard the cases. People have become fucking millionaires by getting fucked up by the cops. People have become millionaires. And now you might not become a millionaire if they don't fuck you up, but if they do you wrong, for the most part, you kind of will come out on top of them, because after you're done suing the police department, you can come after the officer. I'm pretty sure there's a loophole. Some fucking lawyer out there knows the loophole. And if it's worth their time, well, you know where that goes. But I guess, some people will say, hey, you're wrong for thinking that way because you're following the law, the system. No. Shut the fuck up. Like I said, I don't want to deal with fucking drama. I don't. If they fucking want to know who the fuck I am, hey, man, this is me. Here's my ID. The fuck you want? What did I do? Well, I did that. Okay, well, if I did that, take me to jail. I don't want to go out of my way to be fucking in a situation that I have no clue or that I am not involved in. I don't have the headspace to deal with that. I don't. So I'll willingly go. And if they're wrong and I'm right, I'm just going to fucking go off of what all you motherfuckers have been saying this whole time. Karma is real. Karma will get you if you do something wrong. Well, yeah. What about that Emmett Till case with that gentleman, right? What about that? That old bitch lived 88 fucking years. 88 years. Because she fucking lied at fucking, I don't know, I think 14 or 15 or 16 or 18. I don't know how old she was, but she lied about this gentleman approaching her. Or, insinuating towards her. She lied that she was touched by him, so people lynched the gentleman, right? Well, where was her karma? Where was the karma there? I mean, she lived 88 years. I say that's a good run. 88 years. Anything over 76. What the fuck was that? Anything over 75, that's a good run. That's a great run. Anything over 75, that's a great run. But 88, holy shit. She almost made it 100. She was 12 years short of 100. Which out of 88 is just a drop in the bucket. It's not much. Where was her karma? She lived up to 88. I say that's a good run again. So, if y'all believe in karma, well then, hey man, let that officer get his karma for fucking you over. I mean, isn't that what we all believe in? Karma? The karma will get you. Oh, yeah, karma. Oh, yuck. Come on, man. It's not real. So all I'm saying is, if you are in the right and you know in your heart that you're in the right, hey, why even fucking bother? Why even go through that trouble? Why even put yourself in that situation to get fucked over even more? I mean, I lost my whole train of thought. I lost my whole train of thought now. I don't know where I was going. I was just saying Jerry Springer, R.I.P. Anyways, so the Super Mario movie was good. I went to watch it the day it came out because my kids made me because they wanted to watch it. Air quotes. They wanted to watch it, not me. I just fucking went along and I enjoyed it, right? It wasn't me that was like, oh, I'm going to go watch Super Mario. No, I was excited to watch it. I will say it's one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite new movies One of my favorite movies of current time. That's the one. Damn. It took me 3 tries to get exactly what I wanted to say. It is one of my current favorite movies of the current time. Anything else I watched recently, even if the movies like they got me stuck to the seat, just fucking holding on and hanging on, just seeing what's gonna happen, even if they have me doing that, they always come out with the bullshit of inclusivity or the bullshit of including a love scenario, somebody loving somebody enough to give up whatever they're doing so that they can get closer to that person. Every single movie has had a scene of such intrusion, I'm going to call it. They've had inclusivity, which there's nothing wrong. I mean, if the character calls for an inclusive, I'm just gonna use this just to generalize the term, right? An inclusive person that includes everybody, that loves including everybody, right? Air quote everybody, but everybody else. If you're one of those, and the role is for that, well, hey man, that's cool. It makes sense in the movie, right? It makes perfect sense. But don't come shoving down my goddamn fucking eyes those lovey-dovey scenes. Fell in love. He was doing it for her. Nah, shut the fuck up. Now, Super Mario movie had absolutely nothing in such a way. Yeah, you had the scenario where Bowser is like, oh, I'm in love with Peaches. I want to marry her. You want to marry me? I'm doing this for you. You had that scenario. But it wasn't like being jammed into our face that way. No, it was more like, I'm here to conquer if you don't do this, but I will conquer if you don't, and then the other guys, we're going to fight you to stop your conquer so you don't conquer us. So, right, there's that aspect. But there was no aspect of any shit of inclusivity, which, again, if the character calls for it, great, do it. But if the character doesn't call for that and you want to push the character that way, well, then, I don't know what the fuck to say here, because that doesn't make a good movie. Now, you just made a good decision by forcing the inclusion in it, which makes people want to reject it because you're forcing it down their throat instead of just presenting it as is. But where I'm going with this is Super Mario, awesome. It had no fucking lovey-dovey scene, nothing of that nature. If Super Mario would have came at us with, if Nintendo or whoever the fuck did that movie, Illusion, right? Yeah. If they would have came at us with trying to shove lovey-dovey shit and shit or any of that fucking garbage down our throat, then I would have said, hey, this movie sucks. But I didn't. I don't, and I won't, because it is one of my favorite movies of the current time. I don't think I've watched, I don't know what movies I watched recently. I'm not a movie buff. I'm more of a podcast buff. But anyways, I love that there was no agenda behind. It felt like there was no agenda, at least. At the very minimum, there was no agenda. So, shout out to Nintendo for doing a great movie, and fuck those people who are complaining that no character were gay. None of the fucking Mario characters have ever been gay. None of them have, or at least have been enticed or shown to be of that nature. At least ever. Now, if you want to be inclusive and include that, well, make your own character. It's that simple. It's not hard. We have ChatGPT now. We have all those AIs that will create a character for you, so you can use another AI to make you a story about that character, and then you use another AI to make you a movie about that character of that story that you have right there. Create your own characters if you want them, and make your own characters gay. Give them the storyline that would line them up to be of that nature, to be of that storyline. But don't be getting angry at other cartoons, other characters, other movies that are already out there that have not included such a thing. But because they were already out there, those times that was viewed differently, I guess. But obviously we've grown because look, now we want to include everybody. And again, I've said it in the past. I understand that this people's heart is in the right place. I get it. You want everybody to be included. But if you're just trying to include people just because you feel like they should be here, well, then you're just doing a disservice to everything else. You're not being inclusive. You only want your people to be included. You don't want everybody to be included. You just want your tribe to be included. Am I making sense here? Or am I just an idiot talking to the microphone that only 2 people will get to watch this on YouTube? Only 2 people will get to download this audio. And frankly, I don't even know if these 2 people are listening to this. Because we haven't even hit 5 years yet. That I will say. Anyways, it's cool. It's cool. It was a good movie, though. I gotta say, Super Mario Bros. Movie, best movie I've seen. Best movie of the current times that I've seen. And I don't know. I hope now the fucking other one that I'm excited for, which is coming up, which is Transformer, right? The new Transformer movie. Ooh, looks good. Looks amazing. I love Transformer movies. But they also didn't have. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They all do. I just fucking hate that. Can we make a movie where it has nothing to do with the character and the sub character, whatever I don't know the fucking acting terms, but can we make a movie where it like kind of like Super Mario Bros., right? It had a slight hint of doing it for the girl. It had a slightest hint of that, that's okay. That's okay. But can we make a movie that has absolutely nothing to do with that? Whether it's a gay or not, I mean, let it be what it is. But let's just make a movie where you're not fighting for love. You're not fighting. But people are going to say, well, you can't make a movie about someone because there won't be no passion behind what they're doing. But there's a lot of things that other people have passion for that doesn't necessarily require you to fall in love. I mean, it just seems like a smart idea to me to be like, hey, yeah, that makes sense. That's real life. But I guess people want to check out. That's why Bollywood has been really good and they've been really successful with those those movies, man. I've never seen a full movie, and I don't think I could sit there and watch a full movie to fucking Bollywood because it's just, I would say it's too much, but it's not even enough. Right? It's not even enough because they suck that bad from the clips that I've seen. Now, probably if you sit down and watch the whole movie, it'll probably feel a lot more enjoyable than the garbage that you get when you're scrolling through TikTok. But I don't know. Maybe that's why we need Bollywood. But even those movies fucking have lovey-dovey shit. No. Crazy. One day we'll probably get what we want. A movie with no love. A movie that has nothing to do with a couple being in love but see, this is not included. Or one character doing it for the love of their life. Because I want to make it to you. I'll save you from the kidnappers. I'll come and kill them for you. And then bust out a John Wick, probably. I don't know, John Wick style movie. Even that one has something to do with love. See, even that one did it. He did it because he loved his dog and they killed his dog and they stole his car. That's why he did it. Again. But even that's a better fucking plot. That's a better plot than fucking, oh, I'm doing it for the love of you. Anyways, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about now. But anyway, I got into it with a dude on TikTok. Well, no, I didn't get into it. This is what I wanted to say though. I wanted to say, I wish I could be better at editing. I wish I could be better at expressing the way I feel on the spot and not worrying about anything. But so there is this people that believe that giants were at one point in Earth and they fucked the regular type women and they were having regular type babies with giants. I mean, because when you mix a tall person with a small person, you get a small baby. Yeah, because that makes perfect sense, right? Yeah. People don't understand how anatomy works. The body's anatomy. Do people understand that nowadays? I don't think people understand many things nowadays because we've shied away from everything becoming automatic. That there is things just like you don't need to think about your heart. You don't need to think about your heart pumping to make it pump. That's where we're at today. We're not even thinking about shit. We're just doing it because that's how it's always done. I don't know where we're going. But dude, you know what? It's not that this is a new thing. This has been an old thing that people believe that there were giants on Earth. I mean, we know Neanderthals were a lot bigger than Homo sapiens like us. We know that because there's remnants of those people still, and those people are huge. Vikings, right? Those were probably Neanderthals. You're talking about ginormous people, like thick dudes, right? Big old fucking hands that are fucking. Yeah. Anyways, what's that? That's crazy. I wanted to share something that I recently learned about China. Check this out. So, China has control of their population, like total. Like I don't know if totally, but like they have somewhat their population control. So. There was a point in time where the government in China decided to kill off all the birds because they thought in their head, well, the birds are eating our crop. So if we get rid of the birds, we'll have more crop. Right? That was their idea. So they had people killing birds all over the place in China, and it got to the point where they killed off all the birds. Like almost literally all the birds were gone. And, government was like, success. Now there's no birds. No birds are going to eat our crop. More food for us. But this is what happens when you base your ideas of a belief and not of a fact. Because we know the fact is the birds eat all those little bugs that our eye doesn't see, all those seeds, all those fucking stupid little things on the floor, right? Like bugs, pincher bugs, you name them. Grasshoppers, locusts, they eat all those. We know that. Now, apparently this is what I don't understand. If you're a government and you have all this money, so I'm 100% sure that you have the scientists telling you, hey, if you do this, there will be an imbalance in the ecosystems and nothing's going to eat all the bugs and the bugs are going to eat all our plants now. And now we won't have food because there's going to be too many bugs and all the bugs are going to eat our food. And they didn't count on that, so they had an invasion. And I'm going to call it an invasion because they were swarmed with locusts, giant grasshoppers. So they got swarmed with grasshoppers. They lost all their crops. No food. Just off of the thought of getting rid of the birds, we're going to have more food. Now, was it a malicious intent? Knowing today what we know of every single government, even our own government, right? Knowing what we know of every single government, I say that was a malicious intent. It just doesn't fit right in my head, knowing that there is scientists available that would advise you not to because of the way it could go. That's why I think that it was malicious, and they knew exactly very well what they were doing, because maybe people were already feeling like, oh, the government's got us by the throat and they're trying to squeeze us if we don't kill all the birds so we can have more food to eat, and they'll let go of the grip. But that's not what really happened. What really happened was they tightened their grip more because they were the saviors of the people. Even though they probably didn't save many people, they just pretended like they were. So they did that. They got rid of all their birds and got an infestation of locusts. And the locusts ate all their crops and no food for them. They did that. But I guess that wasn't enough. The government was like, hey, we got rid of food, so I guess people will listen to us. But they're not listening enough because they still have drinking water. And this river that feeds everybody is taking too much land. And this land, we could use it to have more crops, right? Makes perfect sense. So let's get rid of the river and let's just make it a straight line. And that will make it better for people because we'll have more land to plant more crops, which more food. Oh, great line. Great idea. So what does everybody do? They decide they want to come and they start fucking digging away, making that line straight for the river. We're working for making a better future. The government lied to us about food. Hey, but they make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes every now and then. So that's okay. So I guess they built the whole fucking line and they switched the river. They blocked off the normal river so that the water can divert to the new line that they've made so that they could an irrigation system type of thing. What happens when they fucking did that? Well, the new line where you're sending in, it's never had water running water the way the river runs. So what is that soil going to do? Consume as much water as it can. And apparently the area where they dug up the line, it was a soil rich in nutrients, and dry as shit. Absorbed everything. And even if it absorbed it and you pull the water out of it, you still couldn't drink the water because too many nutrients. Just gonna fucking poison yourself. But what really happened was the water went through there, soil was too dry, absorbs literally all the water from that river. So what did the government do with that? They literally dried up people's drinking source. So was the government successful or did they fail? Knowing what we know today, this happened actually in the late 1900s, we're going to say, because that includes 70, 80, 90. I don't know when it happened, but it happened. And knowing what we know today, the way things are ran in such country, the government got them by the balls. And I think it was a malicious act. I think it was intentional. I think they knew very well what they were doing. I don't think they didn't know. I know they knew what they were doing because it's just, I don't know, too much coincidence just to be like, oh, we fucked up with the food. And then, but let's try to make up by, making sure we have enough water for everybody. Let's just do that. Let's make sure we have enough water. But in reality, again, I'm pretty sure they had scientists telling them, hey, man, if you fucking put the water through here, it's going to dry up. I'm pretty sure because there's smart people everywhere. And well studied people that learn all this fucking shit that none of us ever think about. And that's why they're in the position they work in. But and that's why I think it was a malicious act to get rid of water and food. So that way they can control people even better. So China's being controlled because they did it right. They play the long game. So we'll cut off their water, cut off their food, and they will not get anywhere. And the last thing we need to do to control them is install a microchip in them. Let's make them believe that it is more convenient. But in reality, I can now see how your heart's beating. I can now see where you're at all times. And I can now know if you're doing something you're not supposed to. Now it seems like they're going after the body, the human body. They want to control it because they found a way to control food. They found a way to control water. And now they're looking for the way to control you. It's scary to think, that from when I was like 7 years old, they've been talking about the mark of the beast. They're going to install a microchip in you and control you. And where are we at? You can install those RF scanners in your hand to open doors, to use them as, I don't know, whatever you want to use it. Even as a credit card, I guess you could use it. They have those now. Now, right now it's voluntarily. Will it get to a point where it is mandatory? And if it does, I hope I'm past the 75-year mark. That's a callback. Anyways, it is fucking crazy times. Crazy times. I don't know where the world is going. But it just seems like I didn't even talk about it today, but the world seems to be catching on fire. And let's just hope it doesn't catch on fire, because podcasting is supposed to become successful after the 7-year mark. And we're closing in very fast. And like I said it before, once I get my shit together, the world will come to an end. And it's looking that way, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks. I appreciate you and your time. This was R2 Cents, your host. And have a wonderful week. Enjoy. Deuces.